She down there cooking some damn spam.
No, it's just mysterious.
I like barbecue sauce.
Hey everyone, Micah Fragrance here, back at it again with another video. As always, if you guys are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and I love fragrances. Please consider dropping a sub if that's what you're into and if you like my content. And if you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. Thank you all for supporting me. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a topic that's just really interested me for a while. Why do fragrances that get really hyped up end up getting hated on? So these are fragrances that when they're hyped up, they're often looked at as some of, if not the best fragrances that are available on the market. And then it could be a month later, it could be a couple months later, it could be a year or two later, they end up getting completely hated on, not by everyone, but by a decent amount of people. I have a couple examples here in my collection that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm just going to be sharing a couple thoughts altogether on maybe why I think people do it. Do I think people are lying? Really just what is happening? So we're going to dive into the video. I'm just going to try and do this all in a one take. So I'm going to start off by showing a couple of the examples. So one of the most well-known examples, Dior Sauvage. This was absolutely loved by practically everybody who had tried it when it had first come out, and it's still loved by a decent amount of people. But I sort of get the hate on this one just because it's a very popular fragrance. Now, I personally think one of the worst things in fragrances are when fragrances just get hate because it's popular. I enjoy this fragrance, and I won't lie, for a hot minute I was hating on it just because it was very popular. Now, keep in mind, popularity does not equal overhyped. I think that there's some fragrances that got a little bit overhyped, but that I think are still worth it, such as Le Male Elixir. I think this is a great fragrance. It's not overrated, but it was overhyped. A lot of people were like, oh, this is the best fragrance you're ever going to smell. It's not the best fragrance that I've ever smelled. It's a very good fragrance. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, but this isn't going to change your life if you smell it. Same thing with Dior Sauvage. A lot of people at first were like, oh, this is one of the best fragrances that you can get, and it's overrated for what it is. It's a good fragrance. You will get confidence, and it has a nice wearing experience, but this isn't going to change your life when you wear it. A couple other topics that I do want to talk about, specifically TikTok. This is where I notice a bunch of this hate actually stems from. So with the Jean Paul Gaultiers, these were some of the most popular fragrances on the TikTok platform. They got super hyped up, especially Le Male Elixir. And then eventually the hate or the hype for these died down. And then now people start hating on them. And it's going to be a decent amount of the same people who are hyping these up. Some fragrance influencers do this as well. I don't want to call anybody out, but some people, they'll hype up Le Male Elixir. They'll hype up Ultra Male. And then after the hype starts dying down, they're like, guys, do not wear these fragrances. They absolutely suck. You're cooked if you wear them, which personally I just think is annoying. I'm never going to do that. If I promote a fragrance and I end up not liking that, I'm going to be like, oh, I just genuinely don't like the fragrance. My, nose has matured or something like that, and actually give a reason behind it. I'm never going to be like, oh, you guys are absolutely cooked if you wear this fragrance because I said so. Not coming in with any reason. Looking at it with Middle Eastern fragrances, this happens as well. Rasasi Hawass was one of, if not the most popular fragrances in TikTok history. Got super hyped up. After the hype started to die down, which there's still a lot of hype around this and around the line, now people are saying Rasasi Hawass is one of the worst Middle Eastern fragrances. It sucks. It doesn't last long. It doesn't smell good. It was never good. It was always overhyped. Again, it's a lot of the same people who were promoting this when it first got hyped. Going in with a niche side, decent amount of Manceras get super hyped up. Instant Crush, one of the most hyped up niche fragrances of all time. Mancera Tonka Cola got very popular on TikTok. Now, after the hype kind of died down on these fragrances, decent amount of people are hating on them. They're like, oh, Instant Crush, it's not good. It's never been good. It was just an okay fragrance when it came out. Tonka Cola, who would want to smell like a Coca-Cola? Not me. Again, these are some influencers and a decent amount of people on TikTok who were once glazing these fragrances are now saying that they're not good. FB Fragrances, when Tonka Cola came out, or not when it came out, but around when it came out, when he first had tried it, or when he first got a bottle, he had said that Tonka Cola was super good. Now he's saying that Tonka Cola isn't good. He doesn't want to walk around smelling like a Coca-Cola, but he was saying that this was a really good fragrance. Now again, could be misquoting that, but I'm pretty sure he said that it was a good fragrance, and now he's saying that's not a good fragrance. Same thing with Born Aroma Intense. He was glazing it. He was like, hey, Born Aroma Intense is the best fragrance you can buy, and now he's saying that it's not good. And FB Fragrance, if you see this, I highly doubt you will see this. I'm not hating on you. I'm not trying to hate on anyone. I'm just kind of trying to point this out because it is a topic that interests me. Same thing with Mancera Instant Crush. Very hyped up when it came out. People were like, oh, it's Baccarat Rouge 540, but for like $100 and you still get that niche side to it and it lasts long and it smells good. Now people are like, oh, well, why wouldn't I just actually get Baccarat Rouge 540? Or it's not a good fragrance anymore just because it was so overhyped. Well, you guys made it overhyped. And again, learn the difference between overhyped and an overrated fragrance. If a fragrance is overrated, then that's a good reason to not enjoy that fragrance. But because a fragrance is overhyped doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy it just because it's popular. A fragrance can be overrated. I've smelled a decent amount of fragrances to me that are overrated. And again, if that's why you don't enjoy these fragrances and that's why you're going to throw some hate at them or just say, hey, I don't really like these fragrances, that's perfectly fine. But don't hate on a fragrance just because it's popular. You know, at that point, it just kind of makes it seem like you're trying to be that odd man out. You're like that 1 out of 10 dentist who doesn't recommend that toothpaste. Like, you're just trying to be different, really. Stronger With You Intensely got very hyped up on TikTok. This was like so many people's only cologne that you need. You would go through any slideshow, you'd go through any fragrance video, 50-50 shot, Stronger With You Intensely would pop up just because it was very hot, because it was a very hot topic. And now, what are people saying? Some people are saying Stronger With You Intensely isn't good, doesn't smell good, there's better flankers, absolutely is better. It's not as good, it was super hyped up, and it's not worth the hype. So this just happens with a lot of fragrances, and I'm sure that this video might be a little boring to some of you guys, just because it's a topic that interests me, but I want to get to the bottom. Why do people hype up fragrances and then they simply say, I don't like it. It was never good. I never said it was good. When there's proof, you know? It's just something that interests me a lot. And again, as I said, that's something I'm going to really not do just because that kind of takes away from the joy of fragrances. I don't see why I would push out a product and then be like, oh, this isn't good. It makes really no sense. And I feel like a decent amount of these people, they are pushing out fragrances for commission. I'm sure a decent amount of people were pushing out Rasasi Hawass because it was super popular, because they knew if they pushed it out, they could make money because their review matters. A lot of their fans are going to see it. Oh, here's my affiliate link. You could buy Rasasi Hawass right here. You know, buy it. Super good deal. It's $40 on the TikTok shop. Super long lasting. Smells just like Invictus. And then they're going to hate on it because maybe they didn't enjoy the fragrance. Maybe they were just doing it for money, which is, again, something I really don't enjoy, and something I'm going to not do. But just very interesting to me because I see some fragrance influencers glaze the hell out of some fragrances, and then they say that it's bad. They say that they never enjoyed it. They said that you're cooked if you wear it. Again, just a very interesting topic to me. My verdict, why people hate on popular fragrances, there's a couple possible, you know, like final reasons on why you could do that. One, you want to be the odd man out. Again, like I said, you're that one doctor who doesn't recommend or you're that one dentist who doesn't recommend the toothpaste. Two, in the beginning, you're just pushing stuff out for commission because, oh, buy Rasasi Hawass, it's so good. Buy Dior Sauvage, we're having a flash sale on it. When really you just want money, you don't actually think that the fragrance is good. You don't believe in the product that you're pushing out. Three, you could just genuinely not like a fragrance. That is always a possibility. Now, what are the chances that millions of people were hyping up all these fragrances and then about now half of them are like, oh, these fragrances were never good? I find that highly unlikely. And again, I think people are just trying to be that odd man out. So I think in the end, kind of how to avoid this. First of all, if you're an influencer, push out products that you actually enjoy. Granted, our nose changes all the time. You might not like the same scent that you pushed out, but say that. Be like, hey guys, I'm not going to push out this fragrance anymore because I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's good. I think that there's better options. Do that. That's perfect. But don't be like, oh, you guys are cooked if you still wear this fragrance when you were just glazing it up a little bit ago, whether it's for money or, you know, all the other reasons that I was listing off. So just an idea that came into my brain, wanted to put it out on a video. Let me know in the comments something that kind of surprises you, or maybe another topic that I could cover within the fragrance game, something you guys don't like seeing, something you might want a larger explanation on, like this, why hype fragrances get hate. There's a good topic, at least in my head. So also let me know in the comments below, why do you think fragrances that get hype get a lot of hate as well? You think it's the same reasons as me? You think it's different reasons? Just make sure to let me know in the comments. But everyone have a great day. Thank you all for watching. Please consider dropping a sub if you guys have not already. Please make sure to like and turn bell notifications on if you have not. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.